We're now live, leader. Have you heard me? But we're now live.
Okay, and so good afternoon, everyone. I'm Nick Adams-King. I'm the Executive Member for H2050 and Corporate Services, and welcome to my decision day. With the exception of consideration of matters which are confidential or exempt, this decision day is currently being broadcast live on YouTube via the County Council website. And so I'd like to welcome Councillor Zoe Huggins, who's my colleague in 2050, and she's the Executive Member for Performance, HR, Comms and Inclusion and Diversity. Councillor Malcolm Wallace, who's representing the Independent Group, and I think we've certainly got apologies from Adrian Collett, who is the Liberal Democrat opposition spokesperson. Oh, and sorry, Rod Cooper, who is the Select Committee Vice Chairman, and I think we've got apologies from Jonathan Glenn as well as Select Committee Chair. He's been attending a different meeting here this morning, so I guess he's on his way home. So welcome to you all. We've got a couple of decisions to take this afternoon. So deputations, Louise, no deputations this meeting?
No.
No. So the first one, therefore, is a decision about Connect to Hampshire, an update on our temporary staffing agency. I think that's something that Jack's bringing forward.
Yeah, it doesn't look like, unfortunately, she's here at the moment. So do you want me to just...
She's here.
She's down in the corner.
Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry, Nick. Sorry, Jack.
I am here, yes. So it's just it's a normal update and recommendation around the continued use of Connect to Hampshire and update in relation to our use of Connect to Hampshire over the last reporting year.
Yeah. Super. So the recommendations are in paragraph 2 on page 3. Let me check whether anyone would like to comment. Malcolm, would you like to make any comment about this one? Any questions?
Yeah, my only comment on this was on paragraph 18, where it talks about the where we've got that table, and we're seeing quite a drop in the direct fill of qualified social workers. It appears, my understanding is correct, that means we're using more agency staff this year than we did last year, and quite a lot more. It's halved. So I guess my questions are twofold, really. It's one is what is the cost impact of that to the council, and what steps are being taken, please. Thank you.
So the direct fill is actually just the method through which we secure the staff via Connect to Hampshire. So direct fill is where Connect to Hampshire actually have the agency on their books, versus the other proportion, which is where Connect to Hampshire secure them via other agencies. So it's not about how many people we recruit versus how many agency workers we use. It's just the means through which Connect Hampshire secure them for us.
So is there a cost impact? Sorry, have you?
No.
No. Okay, so that number. So should we be concerned that number's lower? I mean, it's got a yellow down tick beside it.
So our aim is to have as many direct fills as possible, because it means the numbers and qualities of staff registered with the agency directly as Connect to Hampshire is as good as it could possibly be. But as long as we are securing our agency workers through Connect to Hampshire in some means, then it's good. So we monitor that figure because we like the direct fills to be as high as possible, but it doesn't have a cost implication where it drops. It's about our preferred route of bringing in agency workers.
Okay, so it's more about quality than cost.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's still not great. So it has still gone down then. So it's still an impact then.
Yeah, so it's still something that we're watching, but it's it does fluctuate, and it's something that we report on at the Connect to Hampshire Executive Board on a monthly basis. So we monitor those numbers on a monthly basis.
So effectively, what it means is you know, in an ideal world, we would do the direct fill.
Yes.
But we would, if not, then we'd rather still use Connect to Hampshire.
Yes.
And our final backstop is to not use Connect to Hampshire and to use somebody privately.
Yes.
And it doesn't mean
and we do that. And
yeah.
we avoid that because it does increase the costs, and we do it only on exceptional basis at the approval of a specific director for specific business purposes. So we do it very rarely.
It's not necessarily around the quality, I think, Malcolm, in the sense that we're still accessing social workers, but so Connect to Hampshire has relationships with particular suppliers, and they're the non-direct fill route, but it's still through Connect to Hampshire where we can, you know, absolutely be happy with the quality of people that we employ. If we went outside, that's where you don't have a direct relationship and you don't have a so much surety around the number of people that are put forward to you with the right, you know, with the quality of those people. So we're still within it, but you'd be Connect to Hampshire directly funding the staff would be the best way forward. But the next best for us is using the partners with whom we've got agreements, and that doesn't really affect the quality. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Rod, any comment or question?
Nothing so far, thank you.
Okay, Zoe, anything to add?
No, just a sort of extent of what we've been saying, that it is obviously that balance of something that's about a sustainable qualified workforce that is cost effective. But also when we look at non-direct, it is about that managing of the quality and standardisation, which we can do through Connect to Hampshire. And I think that's important, that it is the balance of both future sustainable workforce, cost efficiency and quality, and you know, that standardisation to make sure that Hampshire values come through all of that stuff, whether or not it's direct or non-direct. And I think that's important.
Absolutely. Okay. So as I mentioned, the recommendations are in paragraph 2 on page 3. I'm very happy to approve those. Thanks, Jack, and thanks to everybody in Connect to Hampshire for all the work they've been doing. It's certainly something that's worked very well for us over the years, and continues to do so. Okay, so second one is appointments to outside bodies, area-based committees and panels, statutory joint committees and partnership boards. Essentially, this is about Transport for South East and Hampshire Cultural Trust. There are a couple of recommendations in paragraph 1A on page 13. It's not really something that we need to speak to. It's just about appointing colleagues to different bodies. Transport for South East looks after strategic transport across the South East counties, and that appointment is going to be Councillor Lulu Bowman. We need to appoint a deputy, and that's going to be Councillor Kirsty North. And the Hampshire Cultural Trust, Councillor Jackie Granson has agreed to replace Councillor Keith Manns as the trustee. Keith having been made the chairman of the council, it's appropriate for him to step aside from that. So I think that's just a straightforward decision for me to make and approve, if that's okay. So that ends the public bit of our decision day. There is one more item for us to consider, but it is exempt. So I need to just read this formal notice to allow the webcast to end. And that is that the public be excluded from this decision day during the following item of business, as it is likely, in view of the nature of the business to be transacted or the nature of the proceedings, that if members of the public were present during this item, there would be disclosure to them of exempt information within paragraph 3 of part 1 of schedule 12A to the Local Government Act 1972. And further, that in all the circumstances of the case, the public interest in maintaining the exemptions outweighs the public interest in disclosing the information for the reasons set out in the report. So, Louise, could we please stop the webcast?
Okay, I'll confirm when we've stopped.